Hello from northern Vietnam. Today, I eat every organ in a horse. And if you saw my last video, I've been driving from Vietnam to China, and I'm spending a few days in the town of Sapa, a tribal Hmong area in Vietnam's far north. I was told about a bizarre dish called Dang Khao Nha, literally meaning water horse in Vietnamese. It's a hotpot that includes every piece of the horse, and I really mean that, as it has the horse blood, liver, intestines, heart, stomach, and every organ that I could personally think of. I feel a little bit inspired, since I spent the last few days driving through the mountains and passing various forms of today's dinner, so I knew that I had to try it. I'll be having this dish at a restaurant called Dang Khao Quan Tu, a locally popular restaurant serving up horse innards at 500,000 dong, or just over $20. I ordered enough food for 4, but since there are only 2 of us, and only one of my party is particularly enthusiastic about eating horse blood, it seems that I may have to do some heavy lifting. The waitstaff brings out a pungent, fermented sauce made out of sour fish sauce, chilies, tamarind paste, and sometimes, if you're lucky, cow stomach bile. And for those who want to keep it simple though, they can just use salt, chili, and lime. And accompanying this delectable treat is a bed of cabbage, chili leaves, charité greens, and along with firm tofu and flat rice noodles. A scalding stock is poured on top of the raw horse organs, giving the restaurant a nice barnyard fragrance. But now, it's time to wait for things to simmer for a while to decrease my odds of food poisoning. Now, the first thing I noticed in the pot is this very unusual tube, very similar looking to a Japanese fish cake, something you'd find in Odin, but presumably something a little more sinister. I feel like I should go all in and try this one first. The presumably horse intestine. It's way too perfect looking. It's almost like, I wonder if the sauce or salt. We'll try with the salt first. Well, it's actually really good. It's really chewy, but like not in like a squid or a car tire way, but like in like a crunchy way, like crunchy chewy. I liked the horse tubes, and while I was appreciating them, I was blessed with an unexpected guest, one that, much to the restaurant's dismay, I very much appreciated. A giant rat. I hope he comes back. Oh, where is he? Look, oh my god. They've been trying to lure the rat in with the corn. He's kind of cute. Do you think he's the chef? He's taking a break. This is his break. The staff saw us observe the rat and have responded promptly. While I'm disappointed by the staff's response to my enthusiasm to the rat, I can't help but to feel that I might be responsible partially to its doom if it does indeed get caught in the trap. But anyways, it's time to move on to the food, which I've been curating a bowl of to showcase the variety in horse pieces. Interestingly, some versions of this dish don't entirely clean the intestines, but since I don't have the faintest idea which version I ordered, I get to find out manually. It has the texture of tripe, kind of. It has the layers that tripe does, and the like jiggliness, right? I'll try it in the salt again, because I think it's probably best to like have it's the way it was meant to be.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so weird. It tastes like seafood.
Oh.
You made a noise. Like that's a bad thing. No, I quite like it, but it tastes like I have to think about what it is. There's the same rubbery texture that tripe normally has, but it has like the essence of something that I don't truly understand. What do horses eat? I quite like the horse organs, but I'm still not convinced that it'll be showing up on any menus somewhere like LA yet. Maybe in a few years. The next horse bit I want to try though is its blood. And as a big fan of duck and pork blood dishes, I'm pretty confident that this would be good. Which I hope that it is, since more than half of the pot is full of blood cubes. I've never had horse blood cubes. The blood cubes normally taste like a soup. They have like a slight grittiness to it, almost like they coagulated, right? But imagine like a coagulated, nice, slightly irony soup. And maybe horse blood is like that too. I'll try it. Yeah.
taste fishy.
No?
No, it does. It does. It has a hint of some kind of something barnyard related, like made its way into its bloodstream. No, it's really good. It tastes like it still tastes like a soup, right? But the texture is different. It doesn't melt in your mouth the way that other blood cubes do. Rather, it's more like crumbles like tofu, right? It's weird, but I think there's like 15 more cubes, so that's
They're all
we're gonna have to get over
like
it.
Half of them.
Yeah, there's not much of an option, is there? I'll go for seconds. And probably thirds and fourths and fifths. But with the sauce, I think with the spicy sauce, it would neutralize some of the more intense flavors that come with it. That barnyard flavor. With the sauce, it's really good. It tastes like tofu. Yeah.
I think you're lying.
I'm not entirely lying, but it generally tastes like tofu. But a horse tofu.
Next up is to try the easiest protein of tonight's horse cauldron, a simple horse belly, similar looking to pork belly but with less risk of heart disease. I was surprised to see that the skin was not trimmed, since horse leather is often used in this part of the world as a resource rather than as dinner.
But the skin's the weird part for this, because horse meat is common in a lot of countries. It's common in Italy, it's common in Portugal, you can get it in Spain, Mongolia, it's one of the staples for the diet. I remember specifically in Mongolia, a friend of mine hit a horse with their car when I was on a rally race, and the horse within less than 30 minutes was butchered entirely. But the skin itself cooks down exactly the same as pork skin. It's quite good too.
This piece really looks like pork belly.
It looks the same as pork belly. This one.
I see it.
It's missing the visceral layer of fat that pork belly has. But it's like lean pork belly. If you're on a diet, horse skin, horse belly.
And as I delve deeper into the pot, I begin to find unrecognizable organs that not even the staff could identify when I asked. Although, I very well might have asked incorrectly. But that's part of the fun here, is that each bite gets to be a surprise, for better or worse.
I asked the guy and he said it was intestine as well, which it looks obviously different. And the one I had earlier, this like layer on the outside is all just thick cartilage, almost like a trachea, which is pretty niche of a comparison. I don't particularly like it. Yeah, no, I didn't really like this one the first time I had it. It reminded me of the pig.
There's like tubules or something.
Yeah. There's like these more complicated bits, right?
I wish I could see
Yeah, it's not that visible, but it's so crunchy and cartilagey, and it's much better in the spicy sauce, better than the salt. Oh my god. It's like eating something made in a factory. It's quite good in its own way. It reminds me of the pig esophagus in Japan. Pig esophagus yakitori. That's the closest comparison I have. But it's not bad for what it is, which is a crunchy piece of matter. I'll let that go. That's the best commentary I got for it. We ordered for 3 people.
Killed it.
And I ate for 2. It's kind of just a mash of all the noodles that were
It's kind of disgusting.
Yeah. The ill-forgotten noodles. We could have done a little better on the noodle management. But other than that, really good. I would rate this place really highly. I'd recommend it even. Yeah. If you're going to be in northern Vietnam, eat the horse intestine soup.
While the remains of the horse organ hot pot are not particularly pretty, I have to say it was genuinely good food, and if you find yourself in Sapa, or in the northern Hmong area at all, I would recommend this even to picky eaters, since statistically, surely at least one of the many chunks of horse would be tolerable. But anyways, it's time to leave, as I have one more stop before I leave for China, which you'll have to see next week. Thank you for watching my bizarre adventure, and there are many more interesting things to come in the near future.
That was really good. Back onto the chaos of Sapa streets.
Yeah, naturally, right? The little horse restaurant.
A big statue of a horse in the front. What do you think they cook in that pot?
Enemies of the state.
Enemies of the state. That's where all the bad communists go.